bit of a problem. This dang Dagobah rig down here driving me crazy. It will not, I'm using NiceHash OS, and it will not, no matter how many times I reflash, it will not get past benchmarking in the OS. This motherboard has been problematic. This is that one that like half of the PCIe slots don't work. There's some other issues with it that I've noticed just over time. I think it's just time to swap this thing out and get a new one. Not a new one, but basically just swap it out with this one. This is basically my spare. So I'm gonna give that a shot and see what happens. I was debating on just moving the GPUs up here, but it's actually easier just to move the motherboard down. So that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so it's getting quite serious now. I did swap the motherboard, that didn't seem to help. Now I am taking each GPU down, right? Disconnecting the power and all that stuff, and disconnecting the riser adapter there and all that stuff, and just adding a couple of GPUs at a time. So like right now there's 4 GPUs connected, these two and these two, and the reason this one isn't, you can see I got a sticker up there that says damage. I believe that this is the GPU that has, I'll show you, maybe I'll put some pictures up or something. This one has a problem with the die, the GPU die. I noticed it whenever I did the re-pasting, the thermal paste, and I realized that there was, this one's got a significant problem. But it was working just fine for a long time with that problem. So maybe it's just gotten worse after I did the thermal paste. I don't know. So anyway, right now I've got 4 running, and I'm on Hive OS on a USB drive, and it seems to be pretty stable. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple more of the GPUs and see if we can get at least 7. You know, I think this one will be the last one that I add, because I think that this is probably where the problem's coming from. So let's see what happens. Yeah, so you can see right here, it is running the 4 pretty good. I've got some pretty modest overclock set because I didn't want to have too much heat. This rig is hotter than most, and you can see that right there. So yeah, but they are pretty stable, seem to be doing okay. I'm just going to power down and add a couple more GPUs. I've got these laid out in order here. I'm just going to put them in like they were. You know, I basically just filled it up from left to right. Probably not the best way to do it. I do have tape on here. That's not really needed, but is the 3rd GPU, which is this one right here. 3rd right now. There's only 7 in here right now. I've got 1 out because I thought it was the one that was giving me problems, but I'm thinking that it's not now. Now that I identified this one. So then we got to plug up some power. And yeah, I do have this split. I know that this is not the best way to do it, but it's been running a long time like this. Haven't had a problem. So off of this one cable, it doesn't even really get hot. I mean, the cable doesn't get hot. I check it from time to time, so that's okay. And obviously one of the reasons this runs a little hot is the GPUs are pretty close together. But I do have a fan over here. I mean, it's not that warm in here, but these GPUs, it does run a little bit hot. So let's power it up. Alright, so this is my symptom that gives me a problem with this rig. See how this GPU has the fan stop light on? This GPU will not be identified by Hive OS. So what I have to do, I have to turn it off, turn it back on. I'm waiting for none of them to have fan stop. It's going to have it again. It's going to do this 2 or 3 times. Yeah, see now this one does. I don't care about this one because the power is not even connected, so that's normal. Alright, I think this time it's good. Yeah, usually it's 3 times. I don't know why. I never really identified the reason for that. It's just something I deal with. If anybody knows, let me know, because it drives me crazy from time to time, because sometimes it'll do it. So aside from the temperatures, it is pretty stable. Everything looks fine. It's been, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer than that. And the 6 GPUs seem to be going okay. So I am going to put in this GPU, which is the one that I thought I was having trouble with. And I want to see if things go haywire whenever I put that one in there. So let's do that. So I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand, but this is the GPU I'm going to be putting in that spot right there. So give me a second. Got to power down first, of course. All right, I think we're good. We got 2 down there. Fan stop. Now we got 1. It's going to do it again. This is the 3rd time. So it seems like it might get worse as GPUs are added. Again, going back to the power. We got 1. Might be it. Yep. Okay, so only this one, which is fine because the power is disconnected. That's the way it's supposed to be. So now we should have 7 GPUs online. All right, so it's been running for a little bit here, and there are 7 GPUs. Ignore the temperatures. I'm not worried about it at this point. I know it's a little warm, but just testing, and it looks like 7 GPUs are good to go. Been running for a little bit now, so I'm pretty confident that it's okay. So the issue is going to be once I try to connect this one back, because this is the one that I have the problem with. So I'm going to plug that one back in, shut it down, and plug that one back in, and see what we come up with. None of the fan stop lights came on, so technically it should be good. I think I do have one. Yeah, on this GPU too, there's a bad fan too. This one's just giving me all kinds of problems. Looks like I got a bad fan here too. Wow. I actually have at least 2 bad fans. Man, it's crazy. Man, although, man, that thing looks wobbly, doesn't it? Alright, so we are showing 8 GPUs now, but I have a feeling that we're probably going to have errors, it's probably going to crash and all that. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to give it some time. You see the hash rates aren't up there yet. Let me do a refresh here real quick. Yeah, see they're climbing a little bit there. 29, they'll probably get up to 30 at the end of it. We'll see here. I mean, right now it doesn't look that bad except for the one super hot GPU there, but they will all get pretty hot here. All right, been going for a while here. I do have this one GPU that is super hot, and I believe that is GPU 1 in the system, so the first GPU on the left there, and I am going to shut it down and remove the power from that just to see, because that could be causing shutdowns, you know, rig restarts and whatnot. So I'm going to take that out. The one GPU that I thought, you know, that I have damage on, I don't know which one it is here, but it looks like it's going again just fine. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, you know what? I think that we just had an error. We just had something bad happen, because see how there's fan stop lights on? So I'm thinking that if we go back over to the computer to look at the status, I think what we're going to find is lots of errors. So let's go check that out. Okay, so other than just high temperatures, I mean, everything's still going. I've refreshed this a couple of times. Doesn't seem to have too much of a problem here. All right, so those lights are going off. This fan right here is driving me crazy though. Look at that thing. I definitely need to change that out. That's not good. Could be leading to some of the problems. Then this fan right here is not good either. Everything else looks like it's spinning okay. Man, these Gigabyte fans suck. Ugh. Since Hive is down, since this all started with NiceHash anyway, not ever completing benchmarking on that particular rig, I'm gonna go ahead and put it back on NiceHash and see what happens. Right now, this rig has been running for 21 hours, 19 minutes. Got a few rejected shares or invalid shares here, nothing too bad. Still, you know, hot temperatures and stuff. But it seems to be fairly stable, the best I can tell. That's a good thing. This is on Hive. It is booted up into Hive, but it is also on NiceHash. So, or it's mining to NiceHash. I can see that over here on NiceHash. That's this rig right here. I don't know. I still gotta swap those fans and all that stuff. It did finish benchmarking while it was in NiceHash. I wanted to test it in Hive OS as well, and everything looks pretty good. I just need to get the 2 other GPUs back up and running, and that's the next challenge. I went ahead and took out the 2 GPUs that had the bad fans. This one right here is that damaged one, and this particular fan right here is off a lot of times whenever I look at the rig, not spinning at all. So I'm going to replace that, and this is an original fan. I can tell that because it says Aorus on it, so that was the fan that came with the GPU. This one is a aftermarket fan. This one is the one that's super wobbly, like I showed that in some of the video here, but it's like the bearing is wore out or something, because it rocks back and forth. I don't know if you can't really see it too much, but let me see here. I don't know, you can't really tell in the, there you go, you can tell a little bit there, but it's like super wobbly. So I'm going to replace this fan and that fan. One done. Second one done. I've also done a little reconfig on this. Now it looks like this. Looking pretty solid here. I went ahead and put it back on NiceHash, and aside from the temperatures, it does complete benchmarking, so everything is mining and all the GPUs are recognized, so I call this a win. I just need to get these temperatures under control. So right now, all 8 GPUs are running. No problems that I can see. A little dirty, golly, looks crazy. Yikes. Alright guys, stay savage everybody.